Hello students, hope you all are fine. Today we are going to start with a new chapter, that is role of the family, peer group and school in the life of an adolescent. As we have done in the previous chapter, that adolescent faces so many problems and how to deal with it. Here comes the role of the family, peer group and school in positive development of an adolescent. As adolescents are moving towards becoming physically, emotionally and cognitively independent, yet they are still growing. Young people require stability in a home environment, school, and peer group. They need a secure emotional base from which to explore and experience the world. Although the nature of relationship is changing between the adolescent and their parents, but the secure emotional base is very important for the positive development of an adolescent. During adolescence, children give more importance to their peers as compared to the family members. Adolescents feel a great need to be accepted by their peers, as peer provides adolescents emotional support, information, advice, and increase their self-esteem. Influence of friends may discourage or encourage risky behaviors. Family support is important to them, but there are conflicts that arises between parents and adolescents. School as well as teachers can help in molding their personality. So all these things are important in the life of an adolescent. Family relationship during adolescence. During adolescence, children admire, love, appreciate, and often turn to parents for advice. They turn to their parents for advice on education, career, and occupation. And they turn to their friends for personal advice. Conflicts are increased among children and their parents during early and middle adolescence. Conflict means disagreement or incompatibility resulting from having very little in common from matters or from parental refusal to recognize the developmental needs of an adolescent. Conflicts arise as children begin to develop their own true identity and begin to realize that parents are not right always. Most conflicts between parents and adolescents revolve around the ideas of independence, schoolwork, finances, friends, appearances, substance abuse, family relationships, their behavior, etc. Teenagers become more assertive and parent becomes more authoritarian. When an adolescent show unacceptable behavior and in turn they get parents' rejection, as a reaction the situation become more intense. They want to take their own decisions as they think they are no more children. Sometimes they get carried away by the thoughts and ideas of their peer group, as which education stream they have to select, on which career path they have to go. Adolescents are quite moody. They can't do any work authorized by their parents if they don't want to do it. They don't like interference from family members. Conflicts are normal and do not threaten a parent child relationship if they are taken in a positive note. Now we'll study about role of parents. During the phase of adolescence, adolescents want independence from their parents, yet they are dependent on them for their needs. They don't like to be told, don't do this, etc. Parents still want to control them while adolescent wants freedom to take their own decisions, and this leads to conflicts. Parents have to learn to let go not the relationship but of their dreams, their authority over the young teenager, so that they may allow a young person to develop their own dreams and greater self responsibility. Let us discuss some styles of parenting. Parental demandingness. The extent to which parents are strict or controlling and confront their children, often angrily, when they do not meet their expectations. Second one is parental responsiveness, the extent to which parents are involved in and are supportive of their children's activities. Parents listen to their children actively, respond to their requests, show warmth, and focus on their children's concern. Based on the method of parenting, parents are classified into four categories. First one is authoritarian parents. They are high in demandingness and low in responsiveness, means they are strict and controlling, and they are not responsive or supportive of their child's activity. They are parent centered and autocratic. Second one is authoritative parents. They are high in both demandingness and responsiveness, means they are strict but they listen and support their children also. They establish rules for their children. They show great deal of interest and responsiveness to them. They are assertive and believe in discussion, explanation and negotiation. They promote independence but set balanced boundaries. Third one is permissive parents. These parents are high in responsiveness but low in demandingness. They are warm and responsive, but they set no rules or standards for their children and don't hold them accountable for their actions. They have no control over their children and they completely indulge into a child's demand and spoil them. And the last one is rejecting or neglecting parents. These parents are low in both responsiveness and demandingness. They just don't care about what their children do and what they want to become. There is an emotional withdrawal from their children and they are neglectful and lack warmth. Growing evidence suggests that an authoritative style may yield more beneficial effects. Adolescents whose parents adopt this approach are generally competent both socially and cognitively. Adolescents whose parents show rejecting or neglecting style tend to show unusual patterns of behavior. Now, the role parents should play in the life of an adolescent for their positive development. Adolescents should be given much love and security. The parents and other family members must understand their problems and should not criticize them for any unusual behavior. Parents should share their problems patiently as it will give them emotional security. They should not be compared with others as comparison leads to jealousy, inferiority complex, etc. Parents should not compel their children to do something which they do not want to do. They should be given some responsibility and some work to make them busy. They should be allowed to do things independently without much interference, as it leads to self independence. By doing all these things, the relationship between the parents and their children become more stronger and leads to the proper and positive development of an adolescent. So students, today we have covered role of parents in the life of an adolescent. In the next class, we will be continuing with this chapter. Thank you.